has his opinion. He knows why he says he's a caucus. I have never said he's a caucus. So all I thought he should have said or find out for him was to find the reasons why he said he's a caucus. I didn't say it. So I don't know why you should ask me that question if I'm happy. No. And let me correct that question, please. Next time, don't say people say, I don't know where you are, where people met. So some people say no face. I take exception to that. Serious exception to that. We must like people who will tell you to what they will do, and they will do. I made it clear. It's very clear. I was not going to support Mgbeke. I did not attend their meetings. After attending their meetings, I went to do a different thing. I said for equity, fairness, and justice, it is the turn of the Senate to produce the presidency of Nigeria in 2023. I never hid it. So the issue of double face does not arise. They couldn't say they saw me in their campaign, they spoke in their favor, and then I went and did a different double face. So from day one, I said no. Two. And I said, I'm not going to support them. Who am I going to support in the Senate? And there are two parties, two alternative parties. You had the APC, I had the, what do you call it, what's it called it now? Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember some of these parties there. So this is Labour Party. And I looked at it. Who, first of all, no judgment, and no opinion, will stand to win that election? Two, who has the capacity to take away Nigeria from where we are? That's my own judgment. I was right. And Bola Tinubu won the election because I was right and said he has the tendency that he is going to win too. Doesn't have what it takes to bring Nigeria out from where Nigeria was. So, judgment, I'm right today. Now, on the issue of me looking in APC government, we forget history. Why is it that? That's why I said you shouldn't have had that question. Wike was a which party when he became a treasurer of the Federation under Passenger. So Wike had a double face.
Well, he never spoke.
No. You know what?
He never spoke ill of the.
The people never had it.
No, it had a problem.
What was the problem? I didn't know that you were a major player. I didn't know that you were a major
I
player.
reported the activities.
No, you see, that is the problem. When once you pitch your tent, you don't want to put out yourself. You don't want to put out yourself. And our questions mostly are based on where your interest lies, which is not correct. Which is not correct. What's the problem in PDP? If you are saying that, look, you're no political party. You're not supposed to be the one to put your house in order to fight the ruling party. And when you say put your house together, you are being accused. If you're not, it's okay. What is happening to PDP to do? Have I not predicted it before? So what is associating that if I'm telling you, look, if you don't do this, see what's going to happen. It's not in your plan to say, you just put so that it's someone happen.
Okay, Honorable Minister, let's talk about those predictions that you made. You insisted that Senator Sam Anyanwu would be the national secretary of your party. Today he is.
Did not insist. I said the law should be obeyed.
Well, he is.
So I'm going to use the word I insist.
Minister, you also said you were going to remain in the PDP and fight it to the end. Today, you are still a member of the PDP. Those you describe as buccaneers and vampires, you say have left your party.
Yes.
And there have been defections. Now, do you think that your party is out of the woods? Is the crisis over? Especially when the President Bola Tinubu, continues to infer to your party as the sinking ship.
He's entitled to. Just like I'm entitled to say it and make it. Now, but let us get it clear. I never insisted that Samayang must pay. I insisted that the right thing must be done. If the right thing to be done is that Samayang should pay, if it's in open role insisted, if the law takes place, so be it. And the law has taken place. I don't know the second professor said I did.
And you remain in the PDP, you will not defect, then it's the
I want to remain in PDP, which I've said in PDP. And that's what I'm saying. The right thing must be done. I will not leave this party, which I have done everything for the Buccaneers and vampires. If I had lost the party, the Buccaneers and vampires would have remained in PDP to go and collect ticket.
Is the crisis over?
Well, it is over for now. Because there are still some things remaining, which I've told you they was true. One is our South Zonal Congress that was held must be upheld. There's no two ways about it. Like when we were doing a South Zonal Congress, the National Chairman claimed that the PDP governors were not in support of that Zonal Congress. Where are the PDP governors now? Where are they?
So, Honorable,
The Congress is held in Canada, and there's nothing anybody can tell us. If they want another round of crisis, so be it. The Congress must be. The chief Darabi emerged as the national vice chairman. The Congress, the court allowed him for the Congress to hold. Congress was held. The so-called international chairman of the party went and wrote a letter to INEC. Congress was held on Saturday. Say, for example, on the 5th. And he wrote a letter on the 8th, for example. Congress has been postponed. Something was held on the 5th. And the 8th, it was postponed. So there are two ways about it. The national vice chairman, PDP, South South, is still being obeyed. If they don't agree, that's another round of crisis. Two, the third is Congress, which they produce Adio Deva, plus that. Therefore, the chief firm is no longer a member of the party. You cannot. You cannot. You see, these are the things I tell people that what I don't like is impunity. Is impunity. And for somebody like me, we will not condone it. I will not agree it. We won't fight it except they correct it. They said they're going for their convention.
Their convention? Are you not part of it?
yeah, the
When
convention.
you have not calculated it.
The convention is in November.
It's in November.
Well,
Let
let us wait. Let the matter, first of all, sit down for them to resolve it. Before we talk about the convention. Resolve the matter. Resolve the matter. If the matter is not resolved, there'll be crisis.
Okay, sir. Honorable Commissioner, Honorable Minister, how do you see the opposition coalition? Like the coalition?
Coalition
Yes, the coalition. Should I mention the name of the party? The ADC.
Listen. If it's not ADC,
ADC.
how is it a coalition? What makes them coalition? What's a coalition?
So what's the coalition on?
So, people,
So how do you see this? Will they be able to survive even next year?
their political nature are we known for developing going from one party to the other. So every political period you do coalition. Every political period you do a coalition. Every political period you do coalition. Which you see, if you say some people have joined ADC, it's okay. It's not the first time they have joined you. Take for example, it is in their bloodstream that this is what they are going to do. You can't change it. Atiku was in PDP in 1999. You forgot?
No.
You forgot?
No.
Under Obasanjo had problem with him. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Later he joined who?
Yes.
AC.
Yes.
Which AC was controlled by who? It was controlled by who? Not by the president. First, speak out.
We're asking questions.
You know, the man happened to him after he came back to PDP. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is that not correct? Mm-hmm. He moved again to APC. Is that correct? From APC again, he came back to PDP. Is that not correct? Is that not correct? He used to get presidential ticket every time. Then, from PDP now, he has gone away again.
APC.
Hey.
Oh, oh,
So, you see, let me tell you, tell, I don't know, if I'm his son, I will sit him down. Isn't that? That is I mean, for whatever it's worth. It's just, how can you tell me, as your son, you have made this history of jumping from one party to your almost 80 something years? Wow.
But
Like,
they said they want to rescue Nigeria.
Hold on, rescue what? Who has signed? You were VP for 8 years. You were VP for 8 years. You are the chairman of National Economic Council. What happened?
Honorable Minister, your ground seems to be with the former Vice President.
No. I'm taking one.
Are you undermining?
No. Allow me.
Yes.
I want the viewers.
Yes.
So you ask. So you are talking about coalition. I said you take coalition because when I move from one party to the other, that means
So
coalition.
you have only taken one person.
I'm just explaining. I will take another party.
Are you undermining the group of people who have left? No, don't forget that members of the APC have also left. Some people have left the APC and are also a part of this ADC.
What people are saying, look at political history. People leave one party to the other party. It does not mean coalition.
When they're from multiple parties?
Which one? Listen, PDP. Some people left other parties and joined PDP. Some people left PDP and joined the APC. Some people are not even APC because of one interest or the. Ask me, what are you doing coalition for? Just the rescue.
If it's not a coalition, what would you call it?
And you the one who gave name. I said people join APC. People join what they want party they call ADC. Let me tell you what they have to do. It is difficult now for them to have it in PDP. What this has to do with presidential ambition? Can I get my ticket? The way PDP is now, it's not likely that Atiku will get ticket. Therefore, he goes to tell you, let's do coalition against PDP. It's not correct. It is because he cannot get the presidential ticket under PDP.
What do we say about Senator David Mark?
To do what?
Senator David Mark,
What
who
coalition?
left the PDP, who has been in the PDP since its inception.
When we started having this issue of national chairman in the center, there was pressure that the man could be the national chairman. We refused. Yes.
Why?
No, I would not refuse. What change will he bring to the party? I've been the was Senate president. He was the Senate president for 8 years. What are the things that happen? What is improvement? I have told you here, I prefer somebody who has not had any position, who has come to tell me that, look, I'm doing this because this government, I want to help for a change, to achieve this and that. I will not listen to anybody who has been in power for 20 of years, who has refused to put anything to the development of the country. Now you come now to tell me this story. That look, we need to rescue this country. You were there, the country was sinking. You didn't rescue.
Minister, earlier when you were talking about the 2023 general elections, you wanted to talk about Labour Party, and you said that you hardly remember such names. However, in the last 4 weeks, we have seen you meet with top political generals and lieutenants in Nigeria's political landscape, talking about the Labour Party chairman, Julius Abure, the Delta State governor, the Enugu State governor. Is there anything brewing that you might want to let us know, perhaps politically, or is it just a sheer camaraderie with them?
Meeting that governor, I never met with any governor. Please. So I get your facts right. I met with the Edo State, I met with the Ebonyi State governor. I met with Kogi State governor. So when you say I don't remember these parties, they are not parties. So that the public will not say, I don't remember the names of these people. So that what I mean, well, there are two parties there that have made choice since I was not going to support
Okay.
Article.
Okay.
The problems we have, you people, when you ask questions, you will ask questions that people will fully, and before they go home now, and they begin to interpret. Governors came to me, they're my friends. We relate. I was a governor. They asked me questions, and I also asked them questions. How are you doing this? How are you doing this? When you were there, how did you do this? Now, he said, Abure came, Abure. Of course, he's a politician. I'm a politician. What's wrong when politicians meet themselves? Just like you journalists you meet. Is there any crime that you meet?
So there's no political undertone to it ahead of 2027 general elections.
Number two,
To the meeting.
I want to tell you what I'm planning just 2027.
So you are planning something.
Well, I'm not a politician. But why should I come and let you know what I'm doing? What is the time?
The political interpretation to that meeting outside
Yes.
is that you are probably the hand that is stoking Julius Abure's confrontation or disagreement or dispute, if you prefer, with the candidate of the party, the Labour Party. Yes. And you are the one stoking that crisis between the two of them.
So who's going to stop him? State. So I don't stop. Anyway, I'm not here to help anybody who's my opponent. If they're having problems, it's my prayer that they should continue to have a problem. Do you help your political opponent?
The split up well.
Do you help?
They're not politicians, Honorable Minister.
I can
Journalists.
our journalists cooperate, but we don't know about politicians.
You work with children and you do this. You want me to give you the give you. Let's not go there. Every matter that we work with teachers.
Really.
Yes.
Interesting. But Honorable Minister, let's go to your home state of Rivers.
Yes.
We saw this reconciliation between yourself and the suspended governor, Governor Fubara. And a lot of people had hoped that in the spirit of reconciliation and goodwill, especially since this peace was brokered by the president, that by now we would have seen the lifting of the suspension and perhaps a reinstatement of Governor Fubara. Is there any conversation going on in that regard?
What of those who declare themselves as leaders?
Aren't you curious as to what exactly is delaying the restoration of democratic governance back in Rivers State?
But the process now to restore democratic governance. Is it not? Is that not?
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Well, you see, listen, I've never seen people with people who have made peace. Means that when the governor comes back, the peace will continue. The whole thing you're talking about is not just about government. It has to do with the entire system. You need to hear once. And the governor has not come to tell you here that it's not comfortable with it. We have the governor say, look, that he so the people did not declare state of emergency, then he would have been impeached. So what does it tell you? I'm comfortable that happened, so that we would have all made peace. And by the time we come, we all work as a team. Do you want to rush just because you want the governor, and at the end of the day, you have not made any peace? And today, there are steps taken to restore democratic governance, at least in
At the
the
local level.
local level.
Let's talk about that. Your party, the PDP, had primaries to pick candidates for the local government election that is in about it now. Now, my findings reveal something very curious, which is this kind of alliance between the PDP and the APC not to oppose each other. I'm telling you what I found out.
So you're telling me it's the first thing.
I know you know. Okay, let me put the question. Let me put the question and then you tell me it is not correct.
Okay.
What I gather is that in most local governments, there's that working alliance between the PDP and the APC, where the chairmanship candidate is on the platform of the PDP, the vice chairman will be from the APC. And if it's from the APC, the vice chairman will be from the PDP. And that was what happened in all the local governments because your party, the PDP, and your other party, the APC, are in line.
No statement.
Okay, sorry.
No,
Okay, sorry.
Nigeria-
The party that you are in which you are a minister, the APC.
Not,
You have
I'm not a minister in APC.
APC government.
Fine.
So is that part of the peace that we're likely to see, the larger peace that we're likely to see
Frankly
in
speaking,
River State that is world politics public?
frankly speaking, you're the one telling me this now.
Really?
I say you're the one telling me this. You are not giving me the names of who is the chairmanship here. PDP is the party. You have not told me anything. What is the now? If PDP is the chairmanship candidate, the PDP is one. Give me an example. Say this local government. Say this local government.
Obiakpo,
What do you want?
that's your local government.
Yes. Yes.
You were there. You attended the party primary.
The PDP
The
candidate.
APC didn't hold any primary.
What I know. Because listen, one not be patient for research to publish those who are participating, those who are not, and before you jump to conclusion. Now, assuming though not considering that what you're saying here is an alliance. What's wrong an alliance that will bring peace in a state? Assuming do not consider. What do you not where you'll be having problems?
No.
Assuming that is even the arrangement. Would it not be happy for once? The politician can sit to say, look, let us not do sin. Only you. Who takes it? So look, this is our state.
I just asked that question.
He said, assuming do not consenting. Assuming
So you don't believe that is what
it's a simple English. I said, assuming what they did is correct.
that not possible.
Considering to them, I'm not aware. I said, assuming what they did, as they are saying is correct. Will you not even be happy that it's taking them to you to advance other things to regulate it?
And Nigeria should have this.
If it is case, I thought you should have said, if it's correct, then encourage them. Not aware.
Minister, if this were to be correct, like you had pointed out, this gentleman agreement between the PDP and the APC, from your standpoint, would it be beneficial or detrimental to the people of River State?
If the people say this is what they want, it means what to benefit of the they have if that's what they have chosen. Of course.
Is it the people or the politicians now?
Politicians are not people.
Well, they stand on different. They stand on different bases.
You make fundamental errors. You remember that when they say people, they are leaders of the people. Right? In your family, for example, probably your family listen to you. Is that not correct? Is that not correct?
That's correct.
You have family meetings. They say they look up to you. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
So if you take a decision, it means to be beneficial for your people. Most of you think that teachers don't come from anywhere. You don't have a hope, a village. I'm not from a community. I came from. Do you know if I go home, people come to ask me, what is our position? What do we do as regards to this? And I prefer what this is my own thinking.
Okay, that's you, but can you really speak for all politicians who get into office and alienate themselves from the people? But my question really is still on local government elections. There are those who say, should the election go ahead as announced by Rice, it will be a recipe for litigation for so many reasons.
Okay.
One, they say it is holding under a state of emergency, which is an anomaly. They also say the notice of election does not meet the statutory 90 days. It is 21 days. Are you not concerned? Plus, they also say, following my colleague, there's a pattern that has also emerged that your loyalists are emerging as the candidates of the chairmanship. It does look like your structure is back in place. What do you say to people like this?
Let me know for the question you ask. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. You know the problem I have in this country? People are used to television advocates. With all due respect, where you advocate law, it's not on television, it's in the courtroom. When the state of emergency was declared, they said it was illegal. How many of them have pursued the case till today?
Your party has.
Where is it? Have they pursued it? Have they pursued the case?
At the Supreme Court.
Have they pursued the case? Filing a matter for people to say we have filed a matter does not mean I want to pursue the matter. With all due respect to you, it's a threat to the country. With all due respect. But let me come to the point. Let me quoting Supreme Court judgment. Who went to court over the Supreme Court judgment? It was we. When we went to court, people were advocating on television. When the judge gave that judgment, the election should know because it don't mean requirement. You came out on television and in the judge that the judge took. Yes. The wrong petition that the judge the matter went to private. Private one judge and the meeting went to Supreme Court. The last court of the land made a policeman and said the judgment of the lower court is a foreign court. Was right. That has become the result. Isn't it? So you have to quote it. Then quote it. And quote it. Then during that matter, what was the opposition in fact? Let me move from. He said an emergency is an abbreviation. Like a law. The law knows of a period of an emergency situation. The emergency act of 1961. Not section on that one. Provides that every emergency, and then the governor general was not president, governor general. Now you remember, the 1999 constitution gives the president the power to modify law of colonial period or even the military. And this was when 2000 under President Obasanjo, he got the modification law of 2004 under the Emergency Act. Retain those provisions. But under the emergency rule, the president must suspend, modify the president and modify, suspend, suppress personnel, and allow the president to make a regulation regarding the documents in the emergency areas. And that was why the President Tinubu, based on the modification law of 2004, made my messenger. Now made the regulation. The first regulation, what you call emergency how to conduct local government election was made in June. No May, but was conducted in June, where the president said, look, emergency how to conduct local government election. And to bring back democratic structures. The certain emergency in that the need to suspend or modify the application of the Act of 2022, the application of the local government, River State Local Government Independent Law, the River State Local Government Law, and the River State Local Government Election Tribunal Law, and gave 90 days within which the election should be conducted. They wanted to bring back democratic structures. And it is only in the local government that there is no democratic structure, which was modified by the Supreme Court. Now, when they now say emergency, they have no power, no, they not election. How could anybody say so? You remember, the Supreme Court said, where there's no local government, they cannot get access to the House of Federation account.
Yes.
And no governor can set up caretaker committee. Is it not correct?
Yes.
Because of emergency, which was set aside, was kept at the banks to allow the local government as in terms of the appointed Solomon said. The next thing the Supreme Court said, because there's no budget for the state government, they cannot have access to federation accounts. Assuming the emergency rule, would local government have access funds today? Would the state have access funds today? Certainly. So the aspect of the emergency rule becomes imperative. I'm
just conscious of time.
no,
We have to stop.
because it requires their time. Now, the president and his wisdom to bring peace has restored democratic governance in local government. Came again with another regulation, which was signed in July. This election must be conducted within 30 days because the president, from my understanding, does not want to extend the emergency rule. Because extending the emergency rule will not be palatable to the people. But then, if you take the local government election and then you leave the emergency rule, how will local government not access funds? And when the governor cannot appoint caretaker based on Supreme Court judgment, and they cannot get money, is that not crisis in the local government? Is that a crisis? Yes, we don't want this crisis again. When you are here now, in this election, that the democratic structure in the local government. As this emergency rule can then lift the governor tax, the assembly tax, and assembly tax, and then the take of the state. Then they have democratic structure in local government. Then they will have access to their funds. If you don't do the election now, the governor tax, the governor will give notice of 1 year, like the Supreme Court judgment. When you give notice of 1 year, you cannot sit to a caretaker committee. And they cannot have access information what happens in the
Right. We understand all of it.
Sorry. Who should? See, who should? If you don't have an idea, you give me anything. People, what state? Every day, okay, what more challenges? You challenges. The emergency rule allows the president to make regulation, allows the president to suspend and modify some aspects of the law. And that's what he has done. By suspending some aspects. It's the Electoral Act of 2022, which he has declared.
All right. Honorable Minister, our time is fast spent. We have just about 3 minutes. You have not hidden your admiration for President Tinubu. 2027 will soon be around the corner.
Yes.
Should the president still come from the south?
It depends on where.
Basically, should.
Position and our position.
So the question is, how fundamental is that? Because if your party, one of the reasons why you were angry with your party was because it went to the north. It went to a northern candidate. They threw it open. They didn't
Yes.
Now your party, you say things are beginning to settle there. If indeed, or when indeed they settle properly and they zone it to the south, will you be supporting a southern candidate from your party?
No,
Will you still be supporting President
why
Bola
not?
Ahmed Tinubu?
No, this you would have asked me. Why do I think I will continue to support President Tinubu? It's not a question. Let me tell you. I presented a paper in Abafima University, and I did say the bane of our problem majorly is leadership. When you get the right leadership, things will begin to change. If you bring somebody from the south, and I know it does not have the leadership qualities, for example, every president in this country, 1999, they always said that oil subsidies is scam. I believe so. And that, you say, when is a scam? What do we do? You know,
President Jonathan will.
you know, you don't know if I do it now, if I don't do it now. Nobody was able to do it. Nobody. The day the man was sworn in, he didn't go to his office first before he took that decision.
Yeah, but you just heard President Jonathan did. And it was in the cabinet you served. President Goodluck Jonathan did, and there were protests. And then he returned.
Protest. There are no protests in this. Is there no protests in this? Has he not been able to solve the problem?
Were they as strong as
organized?
How do I know? President Goodluck. You are
I'm talking about, let me tell you, leadership. If you want to do something, let me tell you, don't do haphazard. If you know that not temporarily, not smooth. Look, the president said, I am going to do this. He knows there will be challenges. He knows there will be a kind of package. Listen, I'm going to do it. For a short time, we'll suffer it. But in the long run, you're going to benefit. On today, look at the money each state is getting. Before, it was not. Making that poster, people suffered for it at the initial time, but we're coming to, stay with it and things are beginning to change. That's what leadership is all about.
So regardless of who your party feels, you're going to be supporting.
So if you don't feel a non-entity,
I'm just asking. What if they feel somebody who can
level, at the level, because I'm a PDP, you have to be somebody I know. Cannot even say anything.
Even if it's your friend.
It's like,
Influence your party.
so,
Feel the knowledge.
let me tell you, first of all, do the right thing. Bring back the national vice chairman in the South Side. That's one. Before we talk about what, but these are people who also participate in that convention. If you deny my vote to participate in national convention, will I be happy?
All right. Honorable Minister, we have to go. It's always tidy to end and land